The Problem of Pain. C.S. Lewis wrote a book by that title, which I've only skimmed and which, along with my other must-reads, I plan to digest here sometime in the near future. In the meantime, you're stuck with my own reflections on this topic. Why does God allow good people to ever suffer in this life? Don't we all wonder that sometimes? Don't we all have some sort of scale, a balance, or a scorecard by which we judge the events of our lives and the lives of others? The drug addict, the thief, the murderer, the gang member, the swindler, the cheater, the scoundrel, well, they all deserve to suffer. At least we reckon by our score. After all, they're clearly living in rebellion to God, and God, or the universe, if one does not believe in a personal God, exacts his justice impartially on all who offend his holiness. Suffering is simply the consequence of their bad choices. Well, they get what they deserve. But what about the good people? Those who live a clean life, who never lie or cheat or steal at least much, who would never raise a hand to harm another, why do they suffer too? In our system of judgment, God should see their good deeds and let them off the hook, because it isn't fair that they should suffer for doing nothing wrong. It's especially not fair if they suffer more than those we deem evil and deserving of punishment. And yet, as we know, those whom we consider good suffer along with those whom we consider clearly evil. Suffering seems to be no respecter of persons. But the hardest question of all to address is, why do those who have committed their lives to Jesus Christ, who are now children of God, we call them born again, members of the household of God, members of the church, why do these suffer? I mean, seriously, what kind of family have we been born again into if our dad doesn't keep us safe from all harm, especially since he's totally has the power to do so? I'd like to give you a simple answer to all those questions, but there isn't one. I mean, I could say that we live in a fallen world, a world marred by sin, which just means that this world, this life that you live your life in, is broken. Yes, Jesus died for you, and all of creation will be renewed at his second coming, but that doesn't alleviate your pain right now. The best answer theologians have come up with is that since people have pondered these things, it's all part of God's plan somehow, and we'll never fully understand his plan while we live here on earth. In the words of the old hymn, we'll understand it better by and by. Unfortunately, that's not much of a comfort when you are suffering at the moment. Let me suggest a few ways to deal with the pain and suffering all of us will experience here during our time on earth. First, as the Hippocratic Oath says, you can resolve in as much as lies within you to do no harm. Life has enough pain without you causing more. Second, as much as lies within you, resolve to alleviate the pain and suffering of others where you can. Finally, when you are suffering personally, even though you may feel bewildered as to why this is happening to you, come to the Lord for help in making it through. As Psalms 119:76 says, "May your unfailing love be my comfort, according to your promise to your servant." The Problem of Pain, from the heart.